A very good afternoon to one and all gathered here. Now, Mr. KOSHY Alexander, under the able guidance of Dr. S. Tirumali sir, Professor, Department of Physical Education, Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University. In this fine occasion, first of all, I would like to welcome most respected Professor Dr. Anbalagan sir, Professor, Department of Physical Education, VAIDYAN University. On behalf of the Department of Physical Education, we wholeheartedly welcome you, sir. I do welcome the research supervisor and the convener of this Viva examination, Dr. S. Tirumali sir. In this fine occasion, I welcome you, sir. I do welcome the faculty members from the Department of Physical Education, Dr. I. Lily Pushpam Madam, Associate Professor, Dr. P. Kumaravel sir, Dr. Rajesh Kumar sir, Dr. Jay Kumar sir, Dr. Vel Kumar sir, Dr. Lakshman sir, Dr. Jayachandran and Dr. Koila Madam. And also I welcome the faculty members from our university, Dr. Professor Grace Kelna Madam, Department of Exercise Physiology. On behalf of the Department of Physiology, we wholeheartedly welcome you, ma'am. I do welcome Shalva Lachimi ma'am and other professional friends, those who are attending this Viva examination. So, in this fine occasion, on behalf of the Department of Physical Education and my own behalf, I welcome you all. I do welcome MPhil PhD scholars and my dear lovable students. Once again, I welcome you all in this fine occasion. Now I hand over the session to convener for further proceedings. Over to you, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you, sir. A very good morning to one and all present over here. Sorry for the inconvenience. It is due to the poor network problem. It is my pleasure duty to introduce the examiner for the audience who gathered here for the Viva examination of Mr. KOSHY Alexander VAIDYAN. So the examiner for this Viva examination is Dr. P. Anbalagan, Professor, Department of Physical Education, and also Principal in charge of VAIDYAN University Arts and Science College, VAIDYAN University, Coimbatore. To say a few words about sir, sir has completed his BSc in Physical Education from MDT Hindu College, Tirunelveli, with a gold medal, and then he has completed his MPed from Alapa University and secured the second rank, and MPhil from Alapa University with the first rank, and he has completed PhD from Alapa University, which is highly commended by the examiners, and he has also produced so many PhD scholars and MPhil scholars. His area of specialization are exercise physiology and yoga, the game, basketball, table tennis, and aerobics. Apart from the academic qualifications, sir has the administrative qualification, like he has worked in the various capacities like Director of Physical Education, Director of Physical Education Senior Grade, and Assistant Professor in the VAIDYAN University, Associate Professor in the VAIDYAN University, and Professor VAIDYAN University, and also Principal in charge of VAIDYAN University Constituent College. He has completed the research projects, two major research projects from UGC and DRDO, and he has also published 50 numbers of journals, and he has attended 2 international conferences and published many papers in the international seminars and national level seminars. His expertise in the areas of physical education, and also is a good orator in the Tamil, and he is a good dancer. He is a cultural dancer, and he is preparing the VAIDYAN University team and Alapa University team in the cultural festivals also. It's an outstanding work in the various capacities, including university public relations officer for more than 3 term of vice chancellors. So such a wonderful academician come administrator is here as an examiner. So on behalf of you all, I extremely welcome you, sir. I also have a pleasure in introducing my scholar, Mr. KOSHY Alexander VAIDYAN. He has completed his schooling from Army Boys Sport Company under Sports Authority of India, Hyderabad. He also completed BA Economics from Mahatma Gandhi University, Coimbatore, BPed and MPed from YMCA College of Physical Education, Diploma in YMCA Secretaryship from the YMCAs of India, and he also completed MSc Fitness, Exercise Rehabilitation and Nutritional Care from YMCA College of Physical Education. He worked in different capacities, including Sports Officer, Director of Physical Education, Professional Secretary, Controller of Examination, Additional Controller of Examination of YMCA College of Physical Education, and at present he is working as Secretary youth empowerment, gender, sports under the National Council of YMCAs of India. He is very interested in studying the contributions of YMCA so that he has completed his research work and facing the Viva today. So on behalf of the Department of Physical Education and my personal behalf, I wholeheartedly welcome our Professor and Head, Department of Physical Education, Dr. S. Manikandan sir, and the examiner and other members from our university and the members from the YMCAs of India and the World YMCA. So on behalf of you all, I once again welcome you all and I request the examiner to proceed the VIOS examination. Sir, please.
Thank you, Dr. Tirumale Kumar. Good afternoon, everyone. Most respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, respected Registrar, heads of the departments, and especially the head of the department and controller of examination in charge, Dr. Manikandan, and convener, the supervisor of this VIVA's examination for this research work, Dr. Tirumale Kumar, and other faculty members in the Department of Physical Education, Department of Exercise Physiology, Psychology, Yoga Education, and all the departments in Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University, scholar, and dear participants. It's indeed a very great pleasure to be here as an external examiner for this VIVA's examination. I thank the supervisor, controller of examination, Honorable Vice Chancellor, respected Registrar, for giving me this opportunity to be an external examiner to conduct this VIVA's examination. Now, when I go through this topic, which was a peculiar type of case study, it is really, it is about the proud physical education institution in India of YMCA College of Physical Education. Really, it's very happy, and I wish the scholar, research scholar, Mr. KOSHY Alexander VAIDYAN, to present about this research work in front of all of you. Thank you.
Most respected Vice Chancellor M. Sundar sir, respected Manikandan sir, Head and Controller of Examination, External Examiner Dr. Anbalagan sir, Research Guide Tirumale sir, respected Head of Departments and the respected faculty members, research scholars, and dear friends. Today my PhD Viva is, my topic is comprehensive analysis of World Alliance of YMCAs towards promotion of physical education, sports and adventure camping. YMCA, Young Men's Christian Association. The YMCA movement is a worldwide Christian ecumenical voluntary movement for both men and women, with a special emphasis on the genuine involvement of young people, which seeks to share the Christian ideal of building a human community of justice with love, peace, and reconciliation for the fitness of life for all creation. The YMCA movement. Sir George Williams founded the movement on the 6th June 1844 in London, and today there are more than 15,000 local associations with 45 million members in nearly 130 countries, with the movement the largest international ecumenical youth organization in the world. YMCA aims at the overall welfare and development of spiritual, mental, physical facilities of the people without any distinction of caste, color, sex, or race. The movement has rendered pioneering service in the spheres of education, sports, relief, and refugee work, physical education, youth work, camping, hostels, cooperative endeavors, and rural reconstruction that has consultative status with the Economic and Social Council of United Nations. YMCA mission. The Paris basis, the fundamental principle of the YMCA movement, expresses that Christ is the center of the movement, which is conceived as a worldwide fellowship uniting Christians of all confessions. It is consistent with an open membership policy involving people irrespective of faith as well as age, sex, race, and social conditions. This commitment has also led the YMCA to work for social change, addressing the root causes of issues and problems and educational activities as well as the frontline service to refugees and displaced people. In many countries, the YMCA is also engaged in the formation of movement for social change. It is involved in people's issues, though community organizing programs for empowering the people. Issues such as racism, youth at risk, and employment are creatively addressed by many YMCAs in response to growing secularization, consumerism, and fragmentation. The YMCA, in keeping with its spiritual basis, continues to explore and renew spirituality relevant to the times. Each YMCA is committed to serve its own community with specific emphasis to the needs of the young people. The necessary finances for the various projects are found through income generated projects and supports from the people. To attain the set of objectives of the YMCA, different people groups suited for different age groups and sections of the society are also functioning in different YMCAs in which you can actively involved according to the interest. High School YMCA Club is an exclusive program for the high school children, and it provides opportunity for their self-expression and development. The college youth have the set stage for self-expression and community service in the UniY, that's University YMCA, with organizational structure locally, regionally, and nationally. Other venues for personality development and service to community development activities, religious and interfaith groups, nature club, fitness centers, sports and arts club, women forum, prayer groups, current affairs cells, counseling centers, homes for the underprivileged, etc. History of the World Alliance of YMCAs. The Young Men's Christian Association is a worldwide organization based in Geneva, Switzerland, with more than 57 million beneficiaries from 130 national associations. It was founded on 6th June 1844 by George Williams in London and aims to put Christian principle into practice by developing a healthy body, mind, and spirit. These three angles are reflected by the different sides of the red triangle, part of all YMCA logos. Buchanan Brown, 1998. In 1878, World Alliance of YMCA's office were established in Geneva, Switzerland. Later in 1900, North American YMCAs in collaboration with the World Alliance set up centers to work with immigrants in European ports, as 7 million of people were leaving for the USA. In 1880, the YMCA became the first national organization to adopt a strict policy of equal gender representation in committees and national boards, with Norway being the country that first adopted it. In 1881, 26 years after its foundation, the official emblem of the World YMCA, Alliance of YMCAs, was adopted at the 9th International Conference. The circular emblem is made up of 5 segments, one for each continent. The segments were held together by small monograms of the YMCA in different languages. As early as 1881, YMCA leaders believed the movement could be truly international and united across borders. In the center is a large monogram of X and P, Chi, and Rho, Christ's name as used by early Christians. An open Bible sits on the top of the monogram, showing John chapter 17, verse 21, that they all may be one. This was to remind YMCAs that Christ is the center of the movement, a source of strength, hope, and unity, binding them all together. The different local YMCAs are voluntarily affiliated through their national organization. The national organization, in turn, are part of both an area alliance and the World Alliance of YMCAs. The World Alliance main motto is to empowering young people. YMCAs in India. The first YMCA organized in Calcutta in the year 1854 functioned only briefly. A second attempt in the same city in 1857. That was The association established in 1875 has continued as have the YMCAs organized in Bombay and Lahore. The same year in Trivandrum in the year 1873. The first full-time YMCA secretary, Mr. David McConaughey, was made available by the International Committee of YMCAs of USA and Canada in the year 1889. He helped to start the Madras YMCA in the 1890 and to organize the first national convention in 1891, which brought together the respective 35 local associations. The Indian movement became a member of the World Alliance of YMCAs as the same year. In the beginning, YMCAs were mainly meant for prayer meetings, Bible study, Sunday school, libraries, and lectures of various topics. Later, it was realized that the YMCA needed to address other issues as well in order to establish its identity with the society of those times. For many years, the National Alliance was known as the National Council of India, Burma, and Ceylon. In 1947, it became the Council of YMCAs in India, Pakistan, and Ceylon. A few years later, when the YMCAs in Burma, Pakistan, and Ceylon set up their own national organizations, the council became known as the National Council of YMCAs of India. During the last quarter of the century, the Indian YMCAs moved out of its building to the community-based activities for the empowerment of people. Community development programs were initiated and civil society have been started. Statement of the problem. The purpose of this study was to make a comprehensive analysis World Alliance of YMCAs towards promotion of physical education, sports, and adventure camping. Delimitations. This study considered only the major achievements and contribution of World Alliance of YMCAs in the field of physical education, sports, and adventure camping. Only available data can collect from the records available in the major YMCAs and the person available for interview. The investigator cannot approach the various YMCAs under the World Alliance to find out their contributions and achievements. Limitations. The programs of the World Alliance of YMCAs were not considered in this study. The data can collect only from the available records in the major YMCAs, and no effect will take to collect more information through the other agencies like sports associations and the various state organizations. The data were collected from only the state YMCA leaders, National Council executive members, YMCA presidents and secretaries, former sports organizers, sports journalists through interviews. Flowchart showing the integrated methodology adopted for this study. Interview technique, library source method, questionnaire method, primary source, secondary source, reliability of the interview, literally source method, primary source and secondary source is official records, documents, pictorial records, published materials, reliability of the interview is internal criticism and external criticism. Questionnaire method. Investigator conducted questionnaire, standard questionnaire, opinions from YMCA members, YMCA secretaries, physical educationists, coaches, and public. Validity and reliability. Number of individuals in various categories to which questionnaire was mailed and responded. YMCA secretaries. Number mailed 30, number responded 28, percentage is 93.33, discarded 3, final section is 25. Coaches, technical officials, and sports administrators. Number mailed 30, number responded 27, percentage 90, discarded 2, final section is 25. YMCA members and the sports journalists. Number mailed 30, number responded 26, percentage is 86.66, discarded 1, final selection is 25. Physical education is number mailed 30, number responded 26, percentage is 86.66, discarded 1, final selection is 25. Sports persons, number mailed 30, number responded 27, percentage is 90, discarded 2, final selection is 25. Sports officials including Olympic, Sports Authority of India, state level and sports administrators. Number mailed 30, number responded 27, percentage is 90, discarded 2, and the final selection is 27. And the total result is number mailed is 180, number responded is 161, percentage is 89.16, discarded is 11, and the final selection was 150. Statistical technique. The present study involves several variables. Statements has the major objectives of grouping the variables as a definition based on the classification of individual characteristics relating to the contribution of World Alliance of YMCAs towards physical education, sports, and adventure camping. These objectives can be fulfilled only through appropriate statistical tools such as means, percentages. Statistical packages for social sciences version is 11.0 was used for the factor analysis. Results and discussion. Organizational structure of World YMCAs. World Alliance of YMCAs with 120 countries with reaching 94 million people, Executive Committee, National Council of YMCAs in all the 120 countries, Executive Committee of the nation, local YMCAs, institution, and organizations. The principles in the boys' work. YMCA principles in the boys' work. Inspirational or message principle. The principle arises from the conviction that adults know what boys need better than they do. Although the principle is expressed in the religious terms and justified by Jesus' missionary commission to preach the gospel to the world reaction. That is Mark chapter 16 verses 15. It had also social roots. Instructional or curriculum principle. This refers mainly to the North American context where the YMCA had developed in its famous fourfold program. Later it was Christian citizenship program. The principle was explained as follows. A boy should be built on every side of his life. Therefore, he should be encouraged to engage in the balanced fourfold or all-around program. Personality development. This means that the YMCA boys workers believed in helping a boy to educate himself instead of being instructed. They said, we help most when we help them to help themselves. This principle was especially cultivated in different interest groups, camps, sports, etc., where the emphasis was on learning by doing. Crusade for cause principle. This means that the boys were given ideals and purpose for life. It was expressed as follows. Boys are the best served as they become concerned about matters outside themselves which need their service and which call them to give themselves with abandon. YMCAs around the globe. These are the YMCAs, all continents, it's spread out. Contribution through YMCA training institutions. Role of Springfield College towards adventure camping. The need for trained physical directors and YMCA secretaries were met in part by the founding of Springfield College under the name School for Christian Workers in 1885 under the leadership of Reverend David Allen Reed, pastor of the Hope Congregational Church. During the spring of that year, the first class of 5 students met in the chapel of Hope Church to receive their first instruction from Reverend Reed. The purpose of the school was to train secretaries for the Young Men's Christian Association, Sunday school superintendents, and pastors' assistants. The first task was to obtain suitable quarters for the school. To this end, a building was constructed at Worcester Square adjacent to Hope Church, and formal classes began on September 9, 1885, when the new building was occupied. Jacob T. Bound was called for the International Committee to direct the program of secretarial training, the first formal program of its type in the movement. Contribution of World YMCAs through Indian National YMCAs, the formative years. The Young Men Christian Association, it started in London on 6 June 1884 through the efforts of Sir George Williams from 1821 till 1905. The central focus of Sir George Williams' first meeting of 12 young clerks, which began in prayer, was to bring together a group of colleagues in a common Christian enterprise to sustain and reinforce young men in their Christian beliefs and allow them to live in Christian way of life. The movement soon spread to other cities in England and eventually to the North American continent. The first YMCA in North America was organized in Montreal, Canada on November 25, 1851. On December 15, the first YMCA in United States was established in Boston through the efforts of Thomas V. Sullivan. Contribution of World YMCAs through Indian National YMCAs. An opportunity to start physical work was presented to the young men of the Boston Association in 1854 by George W. Blackden. Said embraced by physical, intellectual, moral, and spiritual. Some public interest and curiosity about Blackden's suggestion was expressed, but no immediate follow-up was made. Thus, in failing to respond, the Boston Association lost its historic opportunity to lead the movement in physical education. The leader of Brooklyn Association were the first to express a concern for the physical and recreation need of young men. One of the suchest supporters of physical education and recreation in Brooklyn was Henry Ward Beecher. Contribution of Indian YMCAs in India. The Bombay YMCA was the first YMCA in India to recognize physical education as an important and integral part of its program. Soon after its organization in 1875, an enthusiastic group of all Indian leaders developed as a well-balanced program of physical activities. The Calcutta YMCA was the first association to attempt a program of physical education under the guidance of a qualified secretary. This demonstration began in 1894 when a fraternal secretary from Australia, A.P. Stockwell, joined the staff before leaving to Calcutta. Stockwell had been the physical director as well as the general secretary of Melbourne YMCA. Dunderdale, 1962. Meanwhile, the Madras YMCA was trying to launch a physical education program. They secured the service of fraternal secretary J.H. Beals from the International Committee. He joined the Madras YMCA in 1896, but had to leave before the turn of the century. J.H. Gray was the first national YMCA physical director in India. He organized and introduced schemes of recreation through all the YMCAs of the country. The foundation of scientific physical education in the country was laid down in 1908 by Dr. J.H. Gray and later on Dr. Noharan, who succeeded. Dr. Gray also helped in the advancement of the course to some extent, but the success achieved by these two national physical directors of the YMCA in India seems to have been restricted to some limited progress. The YMCA College of Physical Education. H.C. Buck came to India in the year 1919 on being appointed as the physical director of Central YMCA at Madras by the parent organization of YMCA USA. Just after the First World War, the country was facing numerous problems in social disorder, collapse of economy, scarcity of essential commodities, and unrest, which resulted in deterioration of general health of the society. In such uninspiring and positively discouraging circumstances, Buck started his pioneering work with the ambition of helping Indians to help themselves to overcome their handicaps in health and well-being. In August 1920, therefore, a school of physical education was started at Madras with a view to train teachers also might attain a higher objectives of 121 physical education to uplift the cause of physical education in India. The college is situated at Chennai, Tamil Nadu. The fullest of its structure, status, and the unique nature of programs and activities. Importance is given for all multi-dimensional emphasis through a scientific physical education and sports program. This institution delivers athletes and champions to the other institutions. The study would thus reveal an account of the department structure, facilities, programs, personal, intramural, extramural participation, athletic achievement, and extension and community work as envisaged through a systematic investigation. Ground facilities. YMCA College of Physical Education, Nandanam, Chennai covers 64 acres of land, and these are the facilities in the YMCA College. Volleyball court 3, basketball court 2, football court 2, hockey 2, ball badminton 2, shuttle badminton 5, tennis 3, table tennis 2, handball 1, track and field 2, jumping pit 2, high jump 1, triple jump 2, long jump 2, throwing circles for shot put 2, for discus 1, for javelin 1, for hammer 1, swimming pool 1, and gymnasium 1. Courses for physical education and sports. The achievement of the college in starting new courses. As a pioneering physical education college, the college obtained autonomous status in 1986. Under autonomy, especially in the last decade, the college tried innovative curriculum aspects for the benefit of the community. Following are recorded: BSc Nutrition, BSc Exercise Therapy, MSc Fitness Rehabilitation and Exercise Therapy, MBA 2-year course instead of 1-year course. The college is taking efforts to start 2-year certificate course in physical education and postgraduate diploma in therapeutic recreation. And the undergraduate courses are BPES strength is 59 and second year is 60 and the third year 58. BPA 150, BMS 20, in post-graduation MBA 30, second year 30, MSc 10, MPhil 12, PhD 25, diploma course in a higher grade it is 40 in the first year and the second year is 40, PG diploma in sports and coaching 8, diploma in orientation and mobility science is 14. Courses for physical education and sports. Achievement of the college in doing extension programs. The YMCA college started its project Physical Education for Blind in the year 1978. This project is responsible for introduction of physical education, recreational and sports program for visually handicapped. Multiple disability. Under this project, the college is conducting the following courses of study: Bachelor of Mobility Science, Diploma in Orientation Mobility Science, certificate short courses, refresher courses for people working among disabled. Achievement of the college in doing extension programs. The YMCA College of Physical Education not only conducting teacher training courses in physical education, introduced various schemes for the promotion of fitness, imparting fitness awareness among the public. The college is serving as a center for industries, schools, colleges, clubs in and around Chennai city for all their fitness needs, recreational needs, and for conducting programs in sports and games. Sports meet and other games conducted by college students for educational institutions. Purpose: for conducting sports meets, number of institution and times it's 7, number of participants 3,500. Purpose: for recreational purpose, number of institution is 1, number of participants is 500. Purpose is for playing cricket is 21, number of participants 2,200. Purpose is for playing hockey is 2, number of participants 780. Purpose is for playing football is 4, participants 1,800. Purpose is for playing basketball is 1, and the number of participants is 450. Purpose is for conducting shuttle is institution 1, participants 50. Purpose is for swimming pool is the institutions 5, and the number of participants 1,250. Purpose is for conducting camping is 1, and number of participants 300. And any other purpose, cultural activity is 1, and participants are 500. Discussions. It was found that the World YMCA Alliance of YMCA started to serve among young people of the world by its nature of involvement on different programs for youth, started imparting physical activities to the public, especially among youth. In introducing physical activities, the Alliance started training institutions for training its secretaries, and they thereby established institutions such as Springfield College, YMCA College of Physical Education, and other forms of institutions. Thus, the World Alliance of YMCA has contributed for physical education for the past 150 years, from 42 throughout the length and breadth of world through its member national council numbering 120 countries. Discussions. In its way to conduct different programs for the public of a different group, it was found that the Alliance invented different sports and games through its experts like James Naismith, who invented basketball, William G. Morgan, who invented volleyball, Joe Sobek invented racquetball. The newly invented game as well as other sports for the benefit of the world were spread through its member countries apart from its well-established institution like Springfield College. Physical education colleges in different states and countries. Thus, it was found that the contribution of World Alliance of YMCAs towards sports is significant. It was further found that the World Alliance of YMCAs also contributed for adventure camping through Camp Dudley, founded in the year 1885 by Summer F. Dudley and Kenya, at both Dudley and Kenya. The spirit of adventure camping was spread throughout the world and thus contributed for adventure camping. This study proved that the World Alliance of YMCAs has contributed for sports and games throughout the length and breadth of the world and now serving in the more than 120 countries in the world. The findings of the study prove that the courses offered facilities thrown for the public use, conduct of sports and recreational programs for the different groups of people created awareness on the importance of maintaining physical fitness level of the people for the healthful life and thus contributing for promotion of general fitness and health awareness. The findings of this study proved that in promotion, physical education, sports and adventure camping among the people, the World Alliance of YMCAs has affiliation, collaboration, participation with the different international and national level agencies such as Olympic associations of different countries, universities, government organizations, sports clubs, sports associations, and non-government agencies, which proved that the contribution of Alliance is significant in all respects. Historical records. This is the first YMCA meeting room on June 6, 1844. It was started by Sir George Williams with the concern about the young men getting involved in gambling and prostitution, called the first YMCA meeting. A caption on the back of the photo reads, "Room at 72 St. Paul's Churchyard." The photographs of James Naismith, William G. Morgan, John Henry Gray, and Harry Krobuck, and the first batch of students with the founder principal of Harry Krobuck in the year 1920. Harry Krobuck, the founder principal of YMCA College of Physical Education, Chennai, also with the first Olympic team of Indian contingent, took part in the year 1924 at Paris Olympics. And the camp center at Boys Camp Dudley. These are the photographs in the year 1935. America's first non-summer camp program began in 1885 when the YMCA started Camp Dudley in Orange Lake, New York. Conclusion. Within the limitations and delimitation of the study, the following conclusions were drawn in this study. It was found that the World Alliance of YMCA started to serve among young people of the world by its nature of involvement on different programs for youth, started imparting physical activities to the public, especially among youth. In introducing physical activities, the Alliance started training institutions for training its secretaries and thereby established institutions such as Springfield College, YMCA College of Physical Education, and other forms of institutions. Thus, the World Alliance of YMCA has contributed for physical education for the past 150 years throughout the length and breadth of the world through its member National Council numbering 130. In its way to conduct different programs for the public of different groups, it was found that the Alliance invented different sports and games through its experts like James Naismith, who invented basketball, William G. Morgan, who invented volleyball, Joe Sobek invented racquetball. The newly invented games as well as other sports for benefit of the world were spread through its member countries, apart from its well-established institutions like Springfield College, physical education colleges in different states and countries. Thus, it was found that the contribution of World Alliance of YMCAs towards sports is significant. It was further found that the World Alliance of YMCAs also contributed for adventure camping through Camp Dudley, founded in 1885 by Summer F. Dudley and Kenya. At both Dudley and Kenya, the spirit of adventure camping was spread throughout the world and thus contributed for adventure camping. Even though the World Alliance of YMCAs was started to serve among young people of the world, by its nature of involvement of different programs for youth, started by contributing to sports and games through invention of new sports, supporting sports organized such as Olympic movement, World Games, Asian Games, etc. Establishing pioneer institutions such as Springfield College University, YMCA College of Physical Education, camping centers, coaching programs, fitness programs, and so on. The contribution of World Alliance of YMCAs with a particular reference to India is pioneering one is Wall of Asia. It started a college of physical education through which physical education professionals were trained right from 1920 and spread the mission throughout the length and breadth of Asia, particularly in Malaysia, Burma, Ceylon, Pakistan, West Bengal. Further, it was founded the physical education Professional trained in these institutions have started physical education colleges, coaching centers, fitness centers, and so on for the benefit of young and old who still being benefited through the contribution of World Alliance of YMCAs toward the sports and games. The World Alliance of YMCAs, through its member association, National Council of 130 countries, contributed for physical education and sports and has created play fields and sports equipment facilities that are being used not only its members, but also general public of different groups, school population, college population, employees of different departments, whether they require along with the expertise to organize different programs towards promotion of physical education, sports and adventure camping. It was concluded that the World Alliance of YMCAs always play a vital role to motivate its member countries to up to date their physical education and sports programs offered to the recognized by the popular governments and universities by offering recognized diplomas, degrees, postgraduate degrees, research degrees such as Master of Philosophy, Doctor of Philosophy. Thus, physical education colleges and sports institutions run by YMCAs are upgrading regular physical education and sports courses and conducts innovative programs in physical education, sports, and adventure camping. The findings of the study proved that the courses offered, facilities thrown for the public use, conduct of sports and recreational programs for the different groups of people, created awareness on the importance of maintaining physical fitness level of the people for a healthful life and thus contributing for the promotion of general fitness and health awareness. The findings of the study proved that in promotion physical education, sports and adventure camping among the people, the World Alliance of YMCAs has affiliation, collaboration, participation with different international and national level agencies such as Olympic Association of different countries, universities, government organizations, sports club, sports associations, and non-government agencies, which proved that the contribution of alliance is significant in all respects. The World Alliance of YMCAs not only contributed to promotion of physical education, sports, and allied activities for general public, but also serving to people with different types of disabilities, visually disabled, deaf, dumb, and other disabilities, especially through designing modified sports and games equipments, modified playgrounds, and conduct of sports meets for disabled, which are being emulated by different institutions, universities, and countries for the special people. And thus, the alliance was found to be contributing sports and games for the benefit of special people of the world through its member countries. Recommendation. During the study, the investigator found World Alliance of YMCAs as association with the different sports organizations such as Olympic Committee, Christopher Blender Mission, National Sports Association, Asian Sports Association, Sports Association of different countries of its member countries. It recommended that further steps may be undertaken by the World Alliance through its National Council of member countries, organize sports meets, camping activities for different groups of people, which will be in turn help the society for healthful living. It also recommends international bodies, association involved for the promotion of sports and games may enlist the service of the secretaries of YMCAs for promotion sports activities, which will be helpful to find out budding talents in sports and games. It recommends to include physical fitness programs be conducted among different age groups of people, both rural and urban, by organizing rural and urban sports meet to popularize physical activities among society. Suggestions for further research. During the course of this research, the investigator came across a number of ideas and suggestions, some of which are presented here for further research. Similar studies may be conducted among other international bodies associated in promotion of physical education, sports, and camping activities may be studied. A comparative study may be conducted to find the contribution of 2 or 3 international bodies involving in physical education and sports, which would help for healthful competition in promoting sports and physical education programs for the society. A separate research be conducted to analyze the contribution of World Alliance of YMCAs towards developing curriculum for physical education and sports activities for different courses affiliated to government institutions, universities, and educational institutions. A research on curriculum implementation of physical education programs in different national institutions may be undertaken for the assessment of merit and demerits of introducing physical education as a compulsory subject or subsidiary subject. And herewith, I conclude. Thank you.
Nice presentation by the scholar investigator about his research work. Really, I feel very proud about this research work since it is a very peculiar type of research work I came to know in the recent years in the field of physical education. It's a case study related, right? But at the same time, the past achievements and activities of YMCA really must be appreciated, and it should be bring up to the limelight of, because the young generation should understand the value and the history of physical education related with YMCA and the contribution of YMCA. Really, it's a nice presentation. I appreciate the supervisor for guiding this topic. Guiding this topic is he is having a very good background about YMCA, right? So really, I appreciate my friend Dr. Karumalai Kumar. Dear my respected dignitaries and beloved participants, is the time for discussing about this research work related with this research work. Before I ask the public to raise the questions related with this research, I am having 3-4 clarification I want to make. Dear scholar, can you say a few contributions, how YMCA movement reflects on Olympic movement?
Yes, the relationship between the International Olympic Movement and the Young Men's Christian Association dates back to the early days of modern Olympic Games, especially during 1920s and 1930s, when the institution played a meaningful role in the growth of this competition. The work of Director of Physical Department of the American Young Men's Christian Association, Elwood S. Brown, was paramount, who was very much involved in the organization of the games between the Allies during the World War I. This was noted by the Baron D. Coubertin, the founder of modern Olympic Games, who got in touch with Brown. Brown accepted and agreed to make all the resources and infrastructure of Young Men's Christian Association YMCA available to support the development of the Olympic movement. Elwood Brown also contributed to Olympism in Latin America and East, especially in India, by promoting the sports commitment of Young Men's Christian Association in both regions. Some very unique facts: the YMCA received the Olympic Cup twice in the year 1920 for its contribution to the Olympic sports, especially the creation of basketball and volleyball, and in 1929 for the contribution to the growth of Olympic movement worldwide. These are some of the very unique collections, achievements of World YMCAs for the Olympic movement, sir.
How you have selected this topic, right? About collecting information to bring out to the society belongs to YMCA, right?
Yes.
What is the reason? What is the reason for selecting this topic?
I grew up in a very small village in Kerala, where we have a small YMCA. I grew up as a YMCA kid, and also I was a SAI student, and I started my career in Sports Authority of India in Hyderabad in the early 90s. After that, I chose my career as a physical education, and I did my studies in YMCA College of Physical Education, the great institution. And this motivates me to bring out the contribution of the YMCA, definitely to be carried out, and people should know the contribution of YMCAs.
Okay. Only one question. It's you analyzed in different areas related with achievements, right?
Yes,
activities, contributions, in physical education. What kind of statistical techniques you have been used for this research work?
Mean, percentage and factor analysis for questionnaire development, sir. These are the statistical technique used for this study, sir.
Okay, very good, Mr. Koshi. Now it is open for public. I'm expecting some more clarification from the public. Any other clarification from the public? Dr. Tirumala Kumar? If there is no question raised by the...
Good afternoon, Dr. Balagan. How are you?
Vanakkam, madam. Vanakkam, vanakkam. How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming and conducting the Viva Voce examination of my student, KOSHY VAIDYAN.
Thank you so much.
I wanted to congratulate you first, being the examiner and conducted this Viva Voce examination in an excellent manner. And I would like to congratulate Dr. Tirumala Kumar for producing a wonderful scholar, KOSHY Alexander VAIDYAN. And as he was working at YMCA College of Physical Education, he knows each and every root and nook and corner of the rules and regulations and the contribution of YMCA. So in such a case, KOSHY has chosen a very good topic, and he has guided him a long way, and he brought to this stage. And congratulations to Dr. Tirumala Kumar for producing a wonderful scholar in the field of physical education and sports. I would like to congratulate KOSHY. And as I saw you as a student of BPEd and MPEd at YMCA College, the same KOSHY I could see now in case of humbleness, the cordial relationship, and the mannerism in which he has with all people. All right, but his experience is so vast, and he has worked in various capacities at YMCA. And though he has studied BPEd, MPEd, and even now PhD, and he is having a vast knowledge in the field of administration, so that has paved his way to bring this study, and it is going to be a helpful one. And KOSHY, congratulations. And
thank you. Thank you.
The 4th March 2022 is a red letter day of yours and red letter date of YMCA, because you were telling about Dr. J. Hegre, Noban, and Bhatt, everyone. So your name also will be written and added about your contribution, because you have taken such a study. And so many members are also joined, like Dr. Sweti Prem Kumar, the former correspondent, Dr. Maliks and Manogar Sam sir. Everyone has congratulated you. I have seen the messages, and your contribution is much appreciated in the field in YMCA, especially the World Alliance of YMCA. So you have brought to the society how it has started and how it is growing, and how the contributions of other YMCAs elsewhere. So congratulations once again.
Thank you.
I want 2 clarifications from your study. You were showing the tabular column in respondent, right? You were mailed to 30 members in each category, like the physical education members, association members, and so on and so forth. What made you to choose only 30 members and mail to them and get 25 out of it, right? There are many thousands and lakhs of people elsewhere in all over the world then why did you minimize it to 30 and brought it to 25? That is one clarification. And the second clarification is, you have not added the Buck rule book. Whether, I don't know, I have not listened or not. Whether it is been printed out now from the National YMCA, and if not, you can contribute to that, and you can also tell to your the National YMCA leaders, so that the Buck rule book can be brought out. That is the most contribution in the field of sports and games. So
Thank
these
you.
are all two, and you please
Thank
clarify.
you, ma'am.
Thank you once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for all your wishes. The first question which Madam asked is about the limited numbers which I have chosen. We have more than 15,000 local association. Out of 15,000, we have given to the major YMCAs. And the major YMCAs, their contribution in the field of physical education, sports, related to adventure camping. That was the major reason we limited to that number. And to the second question, madam, thank you for bringing out that it is in the process. The National Council is taking up that Buck's rule book, and definitely this will be in this year. It's going to be printed. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, and all the best. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anbalagan. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Manigandan for coming to our questions, right? And Dr. Tirumala Kumar also, thank you.
Any other questions from the audience? Okay. Dr. Tirumala Kumar?
Yes, sir.
Shall I conclude this Viva's examination? There is no question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, once again. Before concluding this Viva's examination, it is my bound duty to summarize the research work done by the scholar Mr. KOSHY Alexander VAIDYAN and supervised by Professor Dr. Tirumala Kumar, my close friend. I am feeling very proud about this research work, since it is a very peculiar study and enlightening the activities and achievements of YMCA. Sure, it must be appreciated. I really appreciate Dr. Tirumala Kumar, Professor, the Department of Physical Education, Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University, and my close friend of mine, to encourage the scholar and guiding this type of research work. In the recent days, it is very rare to collect the information about the past. So really, the contribution of YMCA, it must be bring out to the limelight, because in the BPA degree, when we are studying history, principles, and the foundation of physical education, only one paragraph about the YMCA, all physical education professional students will study about it, and immediately after the examination, they will forget about it. But really, all physical education professionals must be remembered the contribution through physical education and sports activities must be informed. It should be recollected. It should be informed and encourage the physical education students to recollect the history of physical education. Really, I appreciate the scholar, Mr. KOSHY Alexander, for his wonderful effort about this research work. The right person in the right hand. Really, I appreciate the supervisor. He's having more than 10 years of experience about the YMCA college. So he's the right person to guide this research work properly. And he has explained and presented very well about this contribution in a very scientific research activities. That must be very much appreciated, really. And in the forum, I request Dr. Manikandan, head of the department and controller of examination in charge, and the supervisor, I request to send the hard copy of this research work. Really, it should be, keep it in our library. Every physical education student should know about this contribution of sports activities by YMCA College. Really, I thank the Honorable Vice Chancellor, respected Registrar, Controller of Examination, Deans, and all the heads for giving me this opportunity. Really, I feel very proud, and I thank Dr. Thirumalai Kumar for giving a nice introduction about myself. Really, in the forum, I very feel proud to announce that in all my activities, a person behind is none other than Dr. Thirumalai Kumar, my close friend. Really, I thank Dr. Thirumalai Kumar. So I just want to announce that Mr. KOSHY Alexander Vaidyan will be called as a doctor by his research work done in physical education profession after proper approval from the Syndicate of Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University. He will be called as Dr. KOSHY Alexander Vaidyan. Congratulations, Mr. KOSHY, and I congratulate my friend Dr. Thirumalai Kumar also. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir, for nicely conducting the VAIOS examination of Mr. KOSHY Alexander Vaidyan. I also thank all the participants from the YMCAs of India, YMCA College of Physical Education, Bangalore, and the secretaries from various parts of YMCAs of India and World YMCA. So now this is time to give the official vote of thanks. Now we invite Mr. KOSHY Alexander to give the official vote of thanks. KOSHY, please.
Thank you, sir. First and foremost, I would like to praise and thank the Almighty God who has granted countless blessings, knowledge, and opportunity to me, so that I can able to finally accomplish my research work. My sincere thanks to Dr. M. Sundar sir, Vice Chancellor of Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University, Chennai, providing me opportunity to conduct and present my research today. Thank you, sir. The research, I am extremely grateful to Professor Dr. Mrs. Sheila Stephen, former Vice Chancellor, Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University, Chennai, for giving me all the support for this research work. Thank you, madam. I express my sincere thanks to Dr. Gobinath sir, Registrar, Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University, Chennai, for all the overall supervision towards my completion of this research work. Thank you, sir. I extend my sincere gratitude to my external examiner, Dr. P. Anbalagan sir, Professor, Department of Physical Education, VAIDYAN University, for all his guidance and encouragement. Thank you, sir. I express my sincere gratitude to my research guide, Dr. S. Thirumalai Kumar sir, Professor, Department of Physical Education, for his marvelous supervision, guidance, and encouragement. My sincere gratitude is extended to his generous participation in guiding, constructive feedbacks, kind support, and advice during the entire my research work. Thank you very much, sir. I extend my sincere thanks to Dr. S. Manikandan sir, Professor, Head and Controller of Examination, Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University, Chennai, for his guidance and encouragement for doing this research study. Thank you, sir. I express sincere thanks to Dr. C. Armugam, sir, former Controller of Examination, Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University, Chennai, for his kind support for the completion of this dissertation, sir. I thank Mr. N. Ashok Kumar, Deputy Librarian, Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University, for rendering all the help towards the collection of review of literature for my research work. Thank you, sir. My special thanks to Dr. Grace Elena, madam, my guide in MBA and Professor, Department of Exercise Physiology, for all your support and guidance. Thank you, madam. I extend my sincere gratitude to Dr. Lily Pushpa, madam, Associate Professor, Dr. P. Kumaravelu, Assistant Professor, Dr. Selvilish, madam, Assistant Professor, Dr. Rajani Kumar, sir, Assistant Professor, for all their guidance and encouragement. Thank you, madam and sir. I express my sincere gratitude to Mr. Johann William Elthwick, former Secretary General of World Alliance of IMCS, Geneva, and Mr. Jos Varghese, my mentor, who is the present International Secretary General of Weizmann International, Geneva. Without their precious support, it never could have happened. Thank you, William, Reverend William, and Mr. Jos Varghese. I express my deepest gratitude to Justice Jacob Benjamin KOSHY, Sir, National President, and Mr. Betram Devadas, National General Secretary of National Council of IMCS of India, to give me to complete this study. Thank you, sir. I am indebted to all the leaders of National Council of IMCS of India and professionals of different YMCAs around the world who has helped in completing the questionnaire and collecting of data for my research study. Thank you, all the professionals. Thank you. I express grateful to all the YMCA professional secretaries of the National Council of YMCAs of India for their kind cooperation in completion of my research work. Thank you, one and all. I express my sincere gratitude to all my teachers who guided me at the YMCA College of Physical Education, Chennai, for their ever-loving support and blessings. And I also thank Dr. Sweety Prem Kumar sir and Manohar sir to allow me to do this research work carry forward. Thank you, sir. I am grateful to my family, unconditional and loving support. I am grateful to my parents, TK Alexander Vaidyan and Omana Alexander, whose constant love and support keep me motivated and confident. My accomplishments and success are because they believed in me. I owe my deepest gratitude to my wife, Mrs. Marin Elizabeth Matthew, who I am forever thankful to her for the unconditional love and support throughout this research work. My unconditional love to my children, Master Alexander KOSHY Vaidyan and Master Matthew KOSHY Vaidyan. Deepest thanks to my siblings, brother Mr. Matthew Alexander and sister Mrs. Elizabeth Alexander, and the deepest gratitude my in-laws, late Mr. Ronnie Matthew Thomas, Mrs. Sarama Matthew, and brother-in-law Mr. Lerin Matthew Thomas and Mr. Sherry, and the entire my family, Thondaprath family, Tevalekara, for their support and guidance to complete this research work. I express my sincere, deepest gratitude to physical education colleagues, classmates, and friends from Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University, Sports Authority of India, and Sports Hostel, who was with me from my childhood and college days. Sincere gratitude to all my church friends and my YMCA friends. I am extremely, immensely, and immeasurably grateful to each one of them. Thank you all. I express my sincere gratitude to all who have contributed to the success of my research work. Thank you. I extend my sincere gratitude, sincere thanks to Dr. Uma Dilliraj for hosting the Zoom and all related works. Thank you, madam. Once again, thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, KOSHY. Sir, Amblan sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Sir, Manigan sir. Hello. Manigan sir.
Kamali sir, anything?
Hello. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Anbalagan sir.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, it's not available.
Thank you, Dr. Mani.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kamali. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Koshi. Thank you
Thank
so
you, sir.
much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.